house her home. Yet even after all that time, the paranormal activity inside still shook her to her core. This latest clip serves as yet another stark reminder of why she has never been able to feel truly comfortable here. She starts recording while sitting down, pointing her camera directly toward the doorway ahead. She could already sense it, that familiar warning that the house was about to wake up again. Soft knocking sounds start drifting down the hallway. They're faint at first, but they don't stop. The knocks repeat in a slow, steady rhythm that feels deeply unnatural. Each one is deliberate, almost like whatever is making the noise is gently trying to get her attention from somewhere deeper inside the house. She pauses for a moment, then slowly gets to her feet, gripping the camera tightly as she begins walking down the hallway toward the front room. With every step she takes, the knocking grows fainter and weaker, as if it knows she is coming. And by the time she reaches the end of the hall, the sounds stop completely. The silence that follows feels thick and unnatural, almost as if the entire house is holding its breath, waiting to see what she'll do next. We don't know what happened after that, but hopefully she took steps to cleanse or banish whatever presence has been growing stronger around her.
Number 4.
This next story, I just had to cover, as it involves a Rottweiler, and everybody that knows me knows I am Rottweiler obsessed. Meet my 2 Rottweilers, one big man and one female who mean everything to me. So anything paranormal and Rottweiler related, I'm definitely covering on this channel.
Now back to the main story. A woman named Sydney checked into an Airbnb on November 14th, 2025, bringing her beautiful female Rottweiler along with her for the week. At first, everything felt completely normal, but then her dog started acting strangely. No matter what time of day it was, she would always stop at the exact same spot on the staircase. She would freeze and stare downward, as if something invisible was staring right back at her.
So I wanted to show you guys some footage of my dog with these stairs. Again, she's been doing this ever since we got here, every single day. It's usually at different times, so it'll be pretty sporadic on when she does this. But the first time my sister actually, when she was out running an errand with my niece, she came home and she was like, oh my God, what is she doing right now? And I ran over from the kitchen and literally this is her. Like she's just standing here, kind of sniffing around, just very, very focused and very like something is definitely making her like very interested. Like she just seems so like locked in on these stairs. It was super weird. But then I started noticing it too, like at random times of the day and night. So here's another clip that I got of her doing it. This is when I had seen her like walk over to the stairs and then I was in the living room watching TV and there she is again, just back at it, just sniffing around, kind of standing there. And then this clip right here, this one really freaked me out. So I kind of knew that it was happening because it had gotten really quiet. She left my side. I was in my room in bed, about to go to sleep. And I just, lo and behold, see her, like, walk over and see her. And she was so locked into the stairs this time around. It was so spooky, guys. Like, honestly, I literally, at this point, I was like, I need to ask this landlord, like, what is going on? Because, yeah, I had to definitely let him know, because I had no idea at this point what was going on with her. But, yeah, so.
Sydney noticed this strange behavior repeating every single day without fail. Curious and a bit concerned, she went over to the stairs to investigate. She checked carefully, looking for anything hidden that might be causing the reaction. But when she lifted the spot, everything underneath appeared completely normal. That's when it hit her. She finally understood what was really holding her dog's intense focus. The thing she kept staring at so fixatedly.
Okay, so I think I figured out why my dog just is always hanging out right here. So I just found a door back here. So I don't think that it's what's on the stairs. I think it's something that's underneath. So I tried to check, but the door is locked. Obviously, it's an Airbnb, so they lock a lot of the doors up. So yeah, I don't think that it's what's on the stairs, like what I initially thought. I think it's what's below. I'm gonna find out at this point.
At the bottom of the stairs, hidden behind them, Sydney discovered a door that led down into the basement. She was convinced this was exactly what her dog had been staring at every single time she froze on the steps. The door was locked tight and wouldn't budge no matter how hard she tried. But then she noticed a gap underneath it, wide enough to slide her phone through. She pushed the camera under the door and started recording. And that's when something unexpected happened.
This is the switch. You guys can see the light is on right there.
As she slides her phone underneath the door, the basement floor appears totally empty. But the instant she pulls the phone back out, a strange shape suddenly twists upward from the other side. Terrified, Sydney spins around the corner and runs. Later that night, eerie noises began echoing throughout the house. And what she managed to capture on video next was far more horrifying.
Up in this corner of the house right now, me, my sister, my niece, we're renting out this Airbnb for a wedding this weekend, and we were just out walking my dog. And when we came in, we heard Jesus Christ. Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, what is that?
Footsteps could be heard coming directly up the stairs. When she turned to look, her dog's leash suddenly jerked upward into the air, as if invisible hands had yanked it hard. After witnessing this terrifying moment, she sent the footage to the landlord and asked if anyone else was staying on the property. But based on the way her dog reacted, it was clear this wasn't just another person.
Okay, so I sent the video to the landlord of the Airbnb. And hold on, let me turn on the light. Okay. I sent the video to the landlord of the Airbnb asking, like, hey, is there someone else renting it out as well as us or what? Because there's a room under the stairs that we can't get into. It's locked. So I didn't know. And basically he was like, no, you guys are the only ones that are in the Airbnb right now, like booked out for the week. So, okay, kind of feel relieved in a way, because I think it would be really weird and kind of creepy if there were people staying there as well that we didn't know about. But yeah, he didn't seem worried at all about it. So we'll see.
But the disturbances didn't stop there. The very next night, things took an even darker turn. Something much worse unfolded. Watch closely.
Scary. Okay, every time we've knocked before, this doorknob would turn a little bit.
As she carefully extends her phone just far enough under the basement door, something suddenly seizes it. The grip is strong and aggressive. It yanks the phone right out of her hand and drags it deeper into the darkness. A moment later, the device slowly tumbles all the way down the basement stairs. Strangely, once the phone reaches the bottom of the stairs, it comes to a sudden stop and stays completely still for several seconds. Then, as if grabbed again, it suddenly slides the rest of the way down. Even more unsettling, after landing flat on the floor, the phone begins rotating on its own. Moments later, it lifts itself upright and turns to point directly toward the basement door before collapsing back down again. Shaken by what she witnessed, she immediately contacts the host. When he arrives and unlocks the door, he retrieves the phone from the basement. Using her sister's device, she records what happened next.
But there's no reason for me to go that way. But I'm waiting to start hearing things from coming underneath my house. That's it. I'm out of here. Oh, the door. Okay, well. Door two is creepy.
Thank you.
Somehow, the phone had been yanked through the gap under the door and dragged all the way down to the bottom step. When she sent the videos to the landlord, he showed zero concern. It almost felt like he already knew more than he was willing to admit. This raises the biggest question. What exactly is happening inside this Airbnb? Like so many disturbing paranormal videos out there, this one remains a complete mystery. So what do you guys think of this one? Let me know down below. Don't forget to subscribe to Bigsmokeweiler, hit like, and ring the bell.
This next video is number 3, yeah. Stop, will ya?
A paranormal investigator known online as Mission MP4 was recently contacted by locals about a particularly creepy abandoned house. A family had suddenly fled the property a few years earlier, leaving behind all their furniture and even keeping their personal family photos still hanging on the walls. Rumors quickly spread that the place is filled with an intense paranormal presence and violent poltergeist activity. The investigator has been documenting this eerie location for over a month now. He decided to set up multiple static security cameras to capture whatever happens when no one is around. What those cameras caught just might keep you awake tonight. Did you catch that? Over on the left side of the room, the curtain suddenly shifts and sways all by itself. It moves exactly like a strong breeze is pushing through, except the investigator had double-checked that every single door and window was fully sealed and locked tight. But it only gets weirder from there. Now watch the framed picture of the 2 girls hanging on the wall. It starts shaking and rattling violently on its own, as though invisible fingers are desperately trying to rip it off. You can also see several odd, glowing orbs drifting through the space. Sure, doubters will call it dust, but with zero air movement in the house, this footage becomes a lot harder to explain away. And the fixed cameras picked up plenty more strange activity beyond that. In this next clip, the investigator is controlling the camera remotely. He slowly pans across the dark, empty house. Suddenly, the live feed glitches hard and violently. The moment the image stabilizes again, one of the chairs has clearly shifted position all on its own. It's only a quick second, but the team is completely sure no living person was inside the building when it happened. Next up is the camera placed inside the abandoned children's bedroom. Out of nowhere, a small object on the table suddenly starts rolling across the surface. There's no one anywhere near it. The room is completely empty. The team tried zooming in and enhancing the footage to check for any trick or hidden mechanism. But even after close analysis, they couldn't find any wires or signs of foul play. Finally, we switch over to the dining room camera, and this is where everything gets truly terrifying. Out of nowhere, a sinister, growling scream mixed with heavy static suddenly rips through the empty house. The sound is so intense that the camera feed glitches violently once again. Immediately after the chilling sound, the door slowly and deliberately swings open all on its own. So here's the big question. What exactly drove that family to abandon their home so suddenly all those years ago? Are these cameras finally capturing the violent poltergeist activity that forced them out? Or could there be a completely logical explanation behind everything we've just seen? You decide. A TikTok creator known as the Black Orchard Films is actually a real estate agent. He has recorded some incredibly convincing poltergeist activity inside properties he was showing to clients. But now he suspects something far more sinister has followed him home from one of those houses. And whatever it is, it's beginning to show itself right inside his own home.
Am I tripping or is it? Someone sitting on my couch, but like, there's no one there. What? But like, there's no one there. There's no one on the couch. Oh my God, it's gone.
He points his camera straight at the blank television screen. In the reflection, a dark, shadowy figure is sitting perfectly still on the couch. He immediately spins around to face the couch itself, but the room is completely empty. There's no one there. He keeps panning the camera back and forth between the television and the couch. No matter what he does, the figure never appears in the actual room. It only shows up in that eerie reflection on the screen. So what you guys think? Paranormal? Or just another fraud? You decide.
Number one. Let me in.
A woman named Kyla had been hearing eerie things around her house for a while. Light footsteps crossing her porch late at night, whispers drifting past her bedroom window, and gentle tapping on her walls when no one was around. But then she encountered something even more disturbing. This time she was outdoors, and her doorbell camera picked up what sounds like a ghostly voice. Listen carefully.
Inside, here we go. Here we go. Oh no, if he's gonna grab his keys, then you're gonna have to leave me. What?
A mysterious voice suddenly cuts through the silence. It clearly says, "Hey, hey, hey." The words come from an unknown presence. The tone is ice cold and deeply unsettling. When a voice appears with no physical body in sight, the paranormal world offers several explanations. Some think it belongs to a disembodied spirit, one that hasn't fully shown itself yet but still has enough strength to speak. Others believe it could be a mimic, a supernatural entity copying human sounds to lure someone closer or drop their guard. In many hauntings, a voice without a visible figure marks the beginning stage. The activity often builds slowly. It grows louder, more frequent, and increasingly personal. If this is only the start, things could escalate fast. From full-bodied apparitions to objects flying across rooms, all depending on what this presence truly wants. For now, one thing is clear. Something spoke, and it definitely wasn't human. And believe it or not, this exact situation happened to me in real life a few years ago. So I truly believe this is real evidence. Unfortunately, mine didn't get caught on camera though. Long story short, I was in my kitchen around 11 to 12 a.m. at night. I was sitting at the table doing something on my phone. The house was completely silent. Kids and baby mama asleep in bed. When all of a sudden, out of nowhere, from the opposite side of the room, I hear the word, "Hey." It made every hair on my body stand tall. It wasn't a scary voice or anything. It was a female voice whispering the word, "Hey." And that was it. Nothing more, nothing less. Crazy, right? I don't know what the fuck it was that night, but I know for a fact it wasn't my imagination or anybody trolling me outside. But just like these people, I know it was real, and I know I heard it. So unless they managed to get past my highly trained Rottweilers who roam freely, there's literally zero chance it was anybody joking around. And as always, leave your thoughts down below. Just thought I'd share that little story with you guys. This is one of the reasons I started this paranormal channel, is to find answers and clues to this weird world we live in. I'd love to hear your stories if you ever had any paranormal experiences, similar or just in general. Let me know.
Subscribe to the channel for more paranormal content, if you dare.
Bonus clip.
The most most precious moments for any mother are the simple ones. Watching her children smile, play, and feel surrounded by love. That's exactly what this young mother was doing. She sat in the living room, proudly filming her baby, playing on the floor. What she never expected was that her camera would capture something strange, something that would leave her deeply frightened. The mother notices a subtle, yet very odd movement. The mother catches a subtle, yet very odd movement. Her baby's leg suddenly lifts upward in an unnatural way. It looks as if something lightly tugged it from below. A viewer suggested it might have been an invisible thread caught on the baby's clothes. The mother wasn't convinced. She checked thoroughly for any string or thread, but found nothing at all.
I came on here to address this comment and many others. Okay, the way that these pajamas are built, let me show you. They're already cinched without a string around the ankles. So I can see why people might have thought that. But trust me, before I posted this video, I did every bit of research into the video on what it could be or how it could have happened.
So what really happened in that moment? What caused the baby's leg to suddenly lift like that? Was it something supernatural reaching out? Or was it simply an involuntary twitch that created the illusion of something pulling? As always, you be the judge.
Darling, is the wind blowing today? I'd like to watch television, darling. I never did.
Number 5.
A TikTok creator named Jim firmly believes the hospital in New Jersey where he works is haunted. One afternoon during his shift, a hallway security camera recorded something incredibly eerie. A supply cart suddenly starts rolling down the hallway completely on its own. There's no one nearby pushing it. The sight immediately startles the hospital staff close by. Jim and his coworkers are left totally stunned. They have no explanation for how it happened. But that wasn't the only weird event that day. Soon after, another security camera in the hospital's laundry room caught something even more disturbing.
No way. No way.
Send me the video when you.
Oh, I'm gonna.
The best is when the other one comes over. It's like it didn't want to see the front of it. You know, that's how it funded so that he didn't have to look at it no more. Whoever's in their room. Madeline, you didn't see. Come and look at the second one. Here comes the second one. No, the second one's moving now.
No way.
Watch the second one. Then the second one falls off. And the lady comes from Do That Night. She don't know what to say. She was like.
She was on FaceTime with somebody.
Look, watch the second one. Any second.
It happens.
Look, here goes.
It happens.
Look.
This does not happen.
Look, it's a ghost. Look,
Look at it.
who's spinning it?
It's spinning.
It's spinning the cycle. It's got to be spinning.
There's no way
Isn't
that
that
just spin.
bolted?
There's no way. I don't care if it's bolted or not. They don't spin like that. Mine ain't bolted in my house. Mine don't come and walk around my.
That's true.
Look.
That's true.
Look.
Look how that one just came out. How did it come out like that? That was pushed out. I don't care what nobody says. You can tell me whatever you want.
Me too. I can't wait to show everybody.
Look here, wait.
Where's Keith?
Show them the thing. Look here. Look at this. Look at this.
No way.
There's a ghost here.
No way.
I'm showing them the ghost in the back.
The ghost?
Oh, did you ever see what happened last night? Forgot about it. The laundry.
We'll die.
We'll die. The laundry, all the laundry things in there. They just start moving. They just start coming out and moving and going in circles. And which come and look. Yeah, but it's crazy. I never saw anything like it my whole life.
In the hospital laundry room, several massive washing machines and dryers suddenly start sliding across the floor all by themselves. It looks like an invisible force is pushing them with ease. When Jim and the other staff review the security footage, they're left completely stunned. They can't come up with any explanation for what they're seeing. This raises a major question. Could Jim be right about the hospital being haunted? Or is there a completely different reason why these heavy machines are moving on their own? Share your thoughts below.
Numbers 4.
Late at night, a group of men heard eerie noises coming from a nearby sewer drain. Curious to see what was hiding down there, they lowered a small camera into the dark tunnel while recording everything on their phones. But moments later, something truly terrifying happened. Take a look. Suddenly, a pale face emerged from the darkness for just a brief moment before vanishing again. The cameraman panicked and quickly stepped back in fear. The disturbing clip spread rapidly online. Viewers were left shocked and confused, wondering what was really hiding down there. To this very day, nobody knows what it was. It's still an unsolved mystery waiting to be solved. But I'd love to know what you think down below. Don't forget to subscribe to Bigsmokeweiler, hit like, and ring the bell.
This next video is number 3, yeah. Stop, will ya?
Siblings, Josh and Crystal head out on a ghost hunt at the historic Hotel del Coronado in San Diego. The hotel first opened its doors back in 1888, and ever since then, guests and staff have reported all kinds of eerie activity. Lights flickering on their own, television switching on and off without anyone touching them, and objects suddenly flying off shelves. While exploring, they notice something odd happening in a side room and quickly start recording. The footage they capture sends chills down their spines.
It's okay. I can see you. Come to me. Are you a little boy? It's okay. Come here. It's okay. I don't know if my eyes are playing tricks on me, but it looks like it's going like back and forth. Is she moving? Is she moving?
Oh.
It's okay.
No, wait. Come back. No, you come back. Go straight. Look straight. Toward me. No. Turn towards me like you were earlier. Put your back towards me.
As Crystal tries to make contact with the boy's spirit, she believes lives in that room. Josh's camera suddenly picks up something terrifying. A dark, unexplainable shadow of a small child darts past her from the opposite side. The sight of it is really freaky.
Put your back towards me. Put your back towards me. Put your back towards me. Put your back towards me.
So, did Josh and Crystal actually capture genuine paranormal evidence inside that historic hotel? You be the judge. A woman had just settled into her new home when odd things started occurring around her. As she walked alone through the hallway, she suddenly noticed something that made her freeze in terror. Unsure what was going on, she grabbed her phone and began recording. What she caught on camera next is truly unsettling. Take a look.
Okay, I just had to go into the kitchen to get my phone. I was just walking by this hallway. That chair is clearly broken by itself. I just heard a noise come from over there. There's no drafts. There's no fan. There's somebody here. Can you make a banging noise for me? I heard a knock from the kitchen, but oh my god, it's stolen.
The woman noticed an old rocking chair in her house moving all by itself. At first, she assumed it was caused by a breeze. But after checking every window and room nearby, she found no airflow at all. Weird knocking sounds then began coming from the kitchen, making everything feel even more frightening. The chair continued rocking gently, as though someone invisible had been sitting in it just moments before. The woman later mentioned these paranormal events had been occurring ever since she first moved in. Many viewers who watch the footage are convinced the house is haunted by a supernatural presence. So what do you guys think? Natural occurrence or something paranormal? You decide.
Number 1. Let me in.
Tristan lives in France. He's convinced his home is tormented by a very active poltergeist. He often hears unexplained footsteps echoing through the house. And he regularly sees objects shifting or moving around without anyone touching them. Tristan reached his breaking point. The constant disturbances were taking a serious toll on his mental health. Desperate for relief, he decided to bring in a psychic medium. He hoped the medium could finally get rid of whatever was haunting his home. But unfortunately, things only got worse after that. Late one night, harsh, banging echoes from the hallway. Tristan grabs his phone and records as he goes to investigate. And it did not go well. Someone or something violently twists the doorknob back and forth. His cat stares at it frightened and scared. Tristan slowly moves closer, and the door suddenly swings open on its own. He steps inside. But no one's there. So who or what was moving the handle? A few nights later, Tristan became convinced the kitchen hallway was the epicenter of the activity, so he set up a camera to see what was happening. What the camera captured will send shivers down your spine.
Là, je suis en train de me dire qu'on a fait le diagramme.
A box suddenly launches off a storage shelf and crashes hard against the wall. Tristan rushes over to check the area but finds nothing out of the ordinary. However, viewers who look closer spotted something deeply unsettling. On closer inspection, a faint translucent figure about the size of a child can be seen gliding into the hallway right before the box flies off the shelf. That was the final breaking point. Tristan packed his clothes and decided he was moving out for good.
Subscribe to the channel for more paranormal content, if you dare.
Bonus clip. A mother sat quietly filming her young daughter as she played by herself with her favorite doll, whose face felt calm and ordinary at the start. The little girl was deeply focused on her toy, holding it gently with no idea her mom was recording the moment. Then, something disturbing unfolded. Check it out. The doll's head gradually rotated all by itself, even though the little girl wasn't touching its head at all. The motion was subtle, but unmistakable. It left the mother completely frozen in shock. She later admitted her stomach sank the instant she saw it. Some viewers insisted it was probably just a coincidence or an accident. Others disagreed entirely. They think this is exactly how paranormal events often start. Quiet, subtle, and easy to brush off at first. So, what do you guys think of this one?
Darling, is the wind blowing today? I'd like to watch television, darling.
My name is Jeff.
You might have missed.
This unsettling footage was captured by a home security camera outside a house somewhere in the UK. It was late at night when a woman pulled into her driveway and parked her car. She stepped out casually, like it was just another normal evening. At first, everything looks completely ordinary. But then something deeply unsettling begins to unfold. As she shuts the car door and walks toward the entrance, a ghostly voice suddenly echoes from the darkness. She gasps in shock, completely thrown off by the disembodied sound. She spins around in pure fear, desperately scanning the shadows for whatever caused the sound. But the camera shows absolutely no one there. Some viewers believe it could have been a person hiding among the trees. Others are convinced it was something supernatural, a sinister presence watching her from the darkness. A presence that wanted her to feel the chilling truth. She was not alone. But what do you think?
Number 5.
Paranormal investigator Ryan. Known for uncovering some truly terrifying encounters. This particular case took him to a house where the residents were convinced they were being haunted by the ghost of a young girl. They paid Ryan a hefty fee to investigate and hopefully put an end to the nightmare. Watch what he captured.
What do
you want? What do you want? What do you want with me? Come on, answer. What do you want with me? Not gonna answer me. What do you want? So, as you can see here, this is pretty much up against the wall. Nothing can really fit behind there. Windows are screened. There's no holes in the wall or anything like that. These are just standard stuffed animals. There's no puppets or anything like that. Just standard stuffed animals. You can see there's no electronic interference, noise, or anything like that. Because the poltergeist entity, whatever you want to call it, is not here at the moment in this room. I'm aware of.
Strangely enough, 2 stuffed animals in the room began shifting on their own, as though some unseen force was moving them. But as the camera shows, the room was completely empty aside from Ryan. He examined both toys, thoroughly checking for hidden wires, remote controls, or even mechanical triggers. But found nothing. No logical explanation. And this eerie moment happened less than 5 minutes after Ryan stepped into the house. It was just the beginning of the bizarre paranormal activity that would soon unfold.
That was opening. Much better look. See, there's no room for anyone to be hiding or anything in here. There's no holes in any walls. One of the questions I get asked a lot about is why you don't see my family in any of the videos. And it's simply because I value my privacy. And I'll share what I want to share. I don't need to share footage of my family. So let's just again have a look at the camera. There's no activity on the moment. nothing next to it.
Later in the night, Ryan made his way into the kitchen. As he approached the pantry door, things took an intense turn. The door began shaking violently, accompanied by a piercing squeal that echoed through the air. Knowing he had to investigate further, Ryan opened the pantry. Just like before, there was nothing. No one hiding, nothing out of place, no clear cause for the aggressive movement. It was undeniable. This home was deeply haunted.
Don't forget to subscribe to Bigsmokeweiler, hit like, and ring the bell.
Number 4.
Henry Alvarado was just filming another everyday tutorial for his YouTube channel. He was demonstrating how to properly clean a pan and kill off bacteria. His goal was to keep growing his audience with helpful, straightforward content.
First thing I'm going to do to ensure the best quality hangover and to kill any nasty little bugs that are in the wine. You can all stop asking me about a video now. Hey, look. You want to try balls? Is that it? Do something else now, will ya?
Out of nowhere, an object suddenly flew straight at Henry's head. The footage is genuinely disturbing to watch. Most hauntings involve ghostly figures or eerie sounds, but this spirit took a much more aggressive turn. Whatever was in the room wasn't just trying to frighten him. It seemed intent on causing him real harm. Thankfully, the object wasn't heavy or dangerous enough to seriously injure him, or this could have ended in tragedy. Henry knows he narrowly escaped something much worse, and has now reached out to a priest for spiritual guidance to deal with this supernatural attack. No one in the family ever thought their house was haunted. It was fairly new, less than 10 years old, and everything about it felt completely normal. Except for one odd thing. Ever since they were kids, they would sometimes hear the sound of someone digging through a big plastic bin full of Lego bricks upstairs. It was the same tub they used to play with. The clattering noise was loud and unmistakable. But the strangest part, that exact sound would sometimes echo through the house, even when no one was upstairs at all.
Dude, I can clearly hear that. Yeah, I hear that very loudly. That's loud. Yeah, that's very loud. Come in. Come in. No, I'm still around. Shh. What the heck? Dude, there's nothing. Yeah, there's nobody here. There's literally nothing in here. Look how heavy this is. Yeah. Hang on, there's nothing up here. What the crap? There's nothing in here either, look. I can hear it when we go about halfway down the hallway. Yeah, this is haunted. As we got closer. I just heard it once. Like I came out and heard like shh. That's all I heard. Yeah, but we heard it when we were sitting there. We were just sitting here and we heard. You heard it start? Yeah, we heard it start. For like, how long are you?
They captured, you can hear a sharp rattling sound coming from the upstairs closet. It sounds exactly like someone rummaging through a container of toys. The two brothers rush over and yank the door open, but inside there's nothing. No one is there, no movement at all, just an eerie, empty stillness. They figured it was just the same strange noise they had heard plenty of times before. Later, when they played the video for friends on the living room TV, someone spotted something chilling that everyone had missed. Way in the back of the closet, their old handmade bionicle figure slowly turns its head right before the clip ends. The brothers immediately ran upstairs to check, and sure enough, the figure was sitting exactly where they had left it. The figure was still in the exact same pose. The creepiest detail was the head joint. It was stiff and far too tight to have moved on its own. So, what do you guys make of this one? Seems pretty legit to me, but as always I will leave the final conclusion up to you.
Number 2.
This clip was recorded late at night in the quiet kitchen of a house. The woman who lives here says that she often feels as if someone or something is watching her. But tonight she managed to capture the terrifying activity with her camera. Door swings open and slams shut with incredible force, apparently on their own. At first, she seems to ignore it, but a few seconds later, while doing the dishes, the cabinet opens again. Suddenly, this time even more violently. Startled and scared to death, she runs out of the kitchen. So, what is opening those doors? Is it something paranormal? Or just another person looking for attention online? I'll leave it up to you to decide. A personal trainer named Angela Whammy, who lives in the United States, doesn't usually share much on social media. When she does post, it's almost never about anything paranormal. But a recent clip from her home security camera left her convinced that her house might be haunted. She uploaded the footage online, explaining that it was recorded while she was home alone with her baby. It was around 10 p.m. when she suddenly got an alert from the camera. It detected movement right outside the house. At first, she assumed it was just her husband pulling up after a late shift at work. When he didn't show up, she opened the camera app to see what was actually there. It all sent a chill straight down her spine. Angela believes the figure on her security camera is the ghost of a young girl standing inside her home. The girl appears to be peering through the sliding glass doors before fading away into the darkness. When Angela shared the clip on social media, viewers started debating what they were seeing. Some agreed it looked like a ghostly girl on the other side of the door. Others insisted there was nothing there at all, and that it was just pareidolia, the brain seeing faces in random patterns. But Angela later posted an update that made the whole thing feel even more disturbing.
This is the area, the door that it was like standing inside. We don't have anything or keep anything in this area because it's a walkway and it would be really awkward. And then this is where the security camera is. So when I looked at the footage, I expected to see a person. I didn't expect to see that though.
Angela tried to recreate the exact conditions from her security camera footage. She showed that she was barely visible on camera when she closed the sliding glass door. If a real person had been standing at the door looking inside, the camera likely wouldn't have picked them up at all. This strongly suggests that whatever appeared in the recording wasn't human. Angela is convinced it was a ghost caught on camera that night. But why the ghost was in her home and what it wanted remains a complete mystery.
Bonus clip.
Ah! This next clip is short, but not sweet. It was recorded by a woman who claims that very strange things have been happening in her house. She says she often hears footsteps and doors moving by themselves. But this time she recorded it all. What happens next is spooky. We see her working in a room when suddenly the door that was open slams shut. Frightened, she tries to open it. But then several objects in the room suddenly fall, as if someone or something was making them move. Completely terrified, she runs out of the room. Some viewers say it could be wind, but the woman swears there was no windows or doors open. So, what do you make of this one?
Darling, is the wind blowing today? I'd like to watch television, darling. My name is Jeff.
6 paranormal videos you might have missed.
One afternoon, a mother named Tara was filming her children at a peaceful playground. At the time, everything looked perfectly ordinary, just a typical day at the park. But later, while going through the video, she spotted something disturbing that she hadn't noticed while filming. Once she understood what it was, the clip suddenly became far more unsettling.
Go! Come on! Come on, go! Come on! Come on, honey! I've seen this before in a game.
As the video starts, a faint voice drifts in from somewhere in the background. It's distant, but the words are unmistakable. Help, help me. The tone sounds urgent, almost frantic. And it doesn't seem to come from anyone who appears on screen.
Go! Come on! Go! Come on! Come on, go! Come on!
What makes this footage even creepier is that Tara insists she heard nothing unusual while filming. But her daughter's reaction tells a very different story. At the top of the slide, the child suddenly stops moving. She freezes completely. Her expression changes, as if she just heard or saw something that wasn't there before. According to Tara, the park was empty except for her and her kids that day. So if that chilling scream didn't come from anyone nearby, where exactly did it come from? It's yet another unexplained moment caught on camera, and just one more addition to the growing list of strange videos and paranormal encounters making their way online.
Number 5.
A guy named Peru was out near a local pier one night when he decided to hit record on something bizarre he witnessed. He was just strolling through the area when an odd noise suddenly broke the quiet coming from the water's edge. At first, he couldn't tell what it was, maybe an animal, or perhaps something shifting near the shore. Even though he felt uneasy, curiosity got the better of him, and he moved in closer to get a better look. That's when the peaceful night took a sharp turn into something much more unsettling.
Con el gobierno y la NASA. Ahora construyó la NASA acá en el Perú. Ayer me fui a Chilca y esto pasó. Quisiera saber qué cosa fue o qué cosa es. Ayúdenme, por favor, ustedes a descubrir esto. Pero en una de la laguna de Chilca me pasó esto. Nada, ayúdenme, por favor.
Something starts emerging from the dark water. It has a shape that's almost human, yet everything about it feels completely off. The outline is distorted, and near its body, 3 long claw-like shapes stand out, giving it a monstrous, horrifying look. It rises slowly, which somehow makes the whole scene even more unsettling, as if it knows there's no need to rush. The man filming immediately freaks out and takes off running. What happened next isn't clear, but the location makes the footage even more chilling. Chilka has a long history of strange reports, including mysterious lake creatures, ghostly apparitions, and even UFO sightings over the city. So was this just a weird shadow or shape in the water? Or did this man capture something paranormal rising from one of Peru's most mysterious spots?
Time to subscribe to Bigsmokeweiler, hit like, and ring the bell, or we will find you.
Number 4.
This chilling footage was captured by a family security camera. But after reviewing the video, the mother says everything she thought she knew about her home changed. For months, she had experienced strange noises, unexplained movements, that quiet feeling of being watched. At the time, she dismissed it all as coincidence. Now, she's not so sure. Watch closely. In the video, the babysitter steps away just a moment after noticing food burning. In the kitchen, during that brief window, the child begins walking toward the front door. Then something unsettling happens. The child suddenly stops, turns around, and softly says, almost immediately after the child speaks, the door slams shut. Not slowly, not from a draft. It closes firmly, as if someone deliberately pushed it. The moment has sparked debate across the paranormal community. Some believe this is a ghost caught on camera, possibly the child's late father intervening to prevent danger. Many cultures hold the belief that loved ones who pass suddenly can return briefly to protect their children in moments of immediate threat. Others strongly reject that idea. Instead, they suggest this could be a guardian angel, a protective presence appearing in a form familiar enough to get the child's attention. Whatever the explanation, the mother says she now rethinks every unexplained sound, every shadow, every uneasy feeling inside the house. Because after watching this scary video, one thing feels certain. Something was there. And for now, it doesn't seem to mean harm. At least not to the child.
Number 3.
Liam, an English TikTok creator known for his intense paranormal investigations, has built a big following by streaming live ghost hunts in real time. He often heads out to remote graveyards, dark trails, abandoned churches, and other creepy spots most people wouldn't dare visit alone after dark. This particular clip feels especially eerie because it was taken straight from one of his live streams. Viewers were watching everything unfold live, with no edits, no cuts, and no chance to fake anything afterward. While exploring a dark, isolated cemetery in the middle of the night, Liam turned his camera toward an old, rundown church on the grounds. What he captured there has left people arguing about what they actually saw.
It's a ghost in this empty house. At first sight, there's nothing there. A mysterious figure appears.
Initially, the inside of the old abandoned church looks completely empty through the dark window. There's nothing but shadows, silence, and the remains of a forgotten space. But then Liam shifts his camera away for just a moment. When he slowly turns it back to the same window, something has changed. Pressed right up against the glass is a dark, human-shaped silhouette standing completely still and staring straight at him. It doesn't step back. It doesn't try to hide. It just stays there, watching. And when the low-light live stream footage is brightened and zoomed in, the darkness seems to reveal the faint outline of a face looking right back through the window. So, did Liam catch a real person hiding inside the abandoned church? Or did his live stream record an actual shadow figure watching him from the cemetery?
A mysterious figure appears.
Number 2.
A young man living in Brazil started sharing videos of what he believes are paranormal events taking place inside his home. The activity was already pretty unusual on its own. But everything changed in March 2025 when one of his clips suddenly went viral, racking up over 18 million views. It's easy to see why so many people were disturbed by what he captured that night. In the dead of night, he suddenly jolts awake with a heavy sense that someone or something is staring at him. He glances over at the bed next to him and realizes this feeling might be more than just his imagination. A dark, unsettling figure seems to be lying there, watching him with a cold, menacing look. When he finally works up the nerve to stare straight at it, the figure disappears in an instant. Trying to shake it off as nothing more than his mind playing tricks, he gets up and heads to the kitchen for a moment to calm down. But when he comes back to the room, he's faced with something far more terrifying. A horrifying figure suddenly appears in the room, floating completely still in the darkness. It looks like it had been waiting there for him to return. At first, it doesn't move or rush forward. It just stares. Then, without warning, it drops straight down. The young man is so terrified that he stops the recording immediately. Some viewers believe he captured a real entity haunting his home. Others think the whole thing was staged for views. But whether it's real or fake, this is the kind of video that makes you wonder what you would do if you woke up and saw something staring back at you from across the room. A woman named Devin says she and her husband started noticing strange changes in their young daughter's behavior as she got older. Their little girl was normally playful and full of energy. But sometimes she would stare into empty corners of the room, like someone was standing there. Other nights, she would laugh by herself in bed, babbling and playing as if another child was right beside her. At first, Devin didn't know what to think. But then one night, the bedroom camera captured something that made everything feel much more personal late at night, while the house is quiet. Their daughter is wide awake in bed laughing and calling out the name Jada twice. What makes this moment so emotional is that Jada was not an imaginary name. Jada was actually the little girl's older sister, and in the clip, another faint voice seems to answer, yeah, after the name is called. But here's the part that makes the footage so unsettling. Jada passed away back in 2017 at the age of 3 years old. Devin's younger daughter is only around 15 months old, meaning she never met Jada and should have no memory of who she was.
So does my family, but I've never talked to her directly about her. She's only 15 months, so obviously I do plan to tell her about her, eventually show her pictures, videos, all that. But with her being only 15 months old, it's not something that I'm even thought about doing it.
The next day, Devin showed her younger daughter a photo of Jada. Instead of looking confused, the little girl smiled and said, Jada recognizing her as the same girl she had apparently been playing with that night.
After I posted this the next day, I did show her a picture of Jada, and she smiled so big. I was like, Jada! So it's just so crazy. I honestly think I'm still just in shock.
Devin believes this wasn't something dark or threatening, but something deeply emotional. That her daughter Jada may still be watching over her little sister from the afterlife. So was this just a child repeating a name she somehow overheard? Or did this family capture a gentle paranormal moment between two sisters separated by life and death?
Bonus clip.
A young woman started hearing eerie sounds in her home late at night. Soft footsteps and faint movements that didn't belong. Every time she got up to look, the house was empty. No open doors, no broken windows, nothing out of place. This went on for weeks, making her more and more uneasy. Then one evening, the sound seemed to be coming from outside instead. She grabbed her phone, started recording, and slowly walked toward where the noise was coming from. This is what she saw.
That looks identical to you. Run away and hide.
As she cautiously walks toward her open garage door, her camera picks up something deeply unsettling. Peeking out from behind a tree just beyond her property line, a pale face stares back. There's no body visible, only the head partially exposed from the side of the tree. The moment she spots it, she panics and races back inside. Later, she suggested this might be paranormal activity, some kind of unexplained presence caught on camera. But if that's true, where is the rest of it? And what exactly was standing in her yard that night? Well, according to the woman, it looked identical to herself, which makes this even more creepier than it already was. But as always, I want to know what you guys at home think of this one.
Darling, is the wind blowing today? I'd like to watch television, darling. Yeah.
Number 5.
A woman named Leah posted a mysterious video on her account that quickly went viral. On that day, while she was washing her car, the camera installed inside the vehicle in the back seat captured something that left her completely terrified. Behind the child sitting in the back seat, a terrifying face suddenly materialized. The woman said that once she saw it, she thoroughly searched the whole car, but found absolutely nothing. There was no trace of the face or anything resembling it. It simply vanished and no longer appeared on the camera feed. Many viewers in the comments insisted it was likely a genuine ghost. So, what do you guys at home think? Everyone dislikes being trapped in heavy congestion due to predictable issues. Yet content creator Jorge Nava experienced an unusual source of discomfort during a late evening gridlock on May 13th of 2026. The recording depicts him trapped in dense vehicle backup after dark. Although such delays already prove annoying, an additional element soon emerges that heightens the oddity of the moment.
Pues no hay nadie. Y yo aquí en el carro cagando. Cagándome de susto claramente.
Around this moment in Jorge's dash cam recording, a face-like shape becomes visible on the monitor. It only flashes by for a short time, but once spotted, it grabs attention right away. The image doesn't look especially ghostly or scary on its own, yet the sudden way it shows up has left plenty of people puzzled about what they're actually seeing. Some have proposed it might be a reflection, a glitch from the camera, or another normal explanation. Others suspect the whole thing was staged to seem mysterious on purpose. Either way, it's a peculiar detail captured on video. Fortunately, Jorge seems to have been okay afterward, as he was able to finish the recording and then later share the clip on TikTok. So, what do you believe showed up on his dash cam that evening? Was it just a weird visual glitch, a well-made fake, or something more unexplained? Drop your ideas in the comments.
Don't forget to subscribe to Bigsmokeweiler, hit like, and ring the bell.
This next video is number 3, yeah. Stop, will ya?
Inside a clothing store, a security guard named Don was watching the monitors when he spotted a customer who looked like he was about to steal something. To catch what was happening, Don grabbed his phone and started filming the security screen itself. This clip is from all the way back in 2014, and even today it still gives Don the chills. Now, let's take a look at the footage.
Look right here. Right here. Look. Look, watch. What is that? What is that? And it's just gone, bro. It's there, and now it's not, bro. What is that? Bruh. What is that? What is that? And then it's just gone. Bruh. What is that? One more time. Bruh. What is that? What is that?
Something strange appeared near the man's foot, then suddenly disappeared. Some people might say it was just a shopping bag, but if that's the case, how could it appear and vanish so quickly like that? Many viewers said that when the image is zoomed in, the object looks like a small creature with a terrifying face.
It's there, and now it's not. It's there, and now it's not, bro. What is that?
Until now, Don has not found any explanation for what appeared in the video. So, what do you think was captured in this mysterious footage? In 2025, security cameras in Brazil captured this unsettling footage. According to the person who shared it, a woman was later discovered dead under mysterious circumstances deep in a remote forest. No one could explain how she ended up there or what caused her death. But just an hour before her body was found, the same woman had been recorded on camera. In the footage, the woman walks with an unusual gait and acts in a bizarre manner. The source claims the spot where this was recorded is more than a 7-hour drive from the forest where her body was later found. What makes this case even more disturbing is that the surveillance camera captured her just 1 hour before she was discovered dead in the woods. To this day, the whole incident remains a complete mystery. We'd love to hear your thoughts and possible explanations in the comments below.
Number 1. Let me
Imagine heading off on an unforgettable trip with your closest friends, full of laughter, new adventures, and memories that last a lifetime. That's the kind of trip most people dream about. But what if one of those memories turned out to be something straight out of a nightmare instead? That's supposedly what happened to TikTok user Stinky Keeney. On September 6, 2025, she shared a chilling video from her account. According to her, she and her friends were snapping photos with a disposable film camera during a trip to Mexico. One of those pictures ended up capturing something deeply unsettling. If you look closely at the photo, a pale figure can be seen standing in the shadows behind one of the girls. The shape is faint, but once you notice it, it's impossible to ignore. What makes the image so unsettling is how out of place the figure feels compared to everything else in the shot. Of course, not everyone is convinced by pictures like this. Some viewers think it could simply be another person who just wasn't noticed when the photo was taken. Whatever the truth is, it's definitely the kind of image that makes you do a double take. So who or what was that standing behind the girls that day? And why was it there lurking, smiling for a picture it didn't belong in? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Subscribe to the channel for more paranormal content, if you dare.
Look how Stone Cold sets up. This video, captured by a security camera late at night in the backyard of a house in Mexico in 2024. According to the source who shared the video, this motorcycle belonged to a man who had lost his life just a few days earlier. Let's watch the footage. Suddenly, the motorcycle began to move on its own and was shaking strangely. Then it slowly turned and fell to ground. Most of the comments suggest that it was the spirit of the man who passed away that caused the motorcycle to move. But in the end, the final judgment is up to you.
Darling, is the wind blowing today? I'd like to watch television, darling. I never did.
Number 5.
A man from England named Adam Mawson. These days he's recognized for writing and directing indie movies, and his TikTok feed is packed with travel vlogs, personal stories, and regular life stuff, nothing about ghosts or unexplained events. But decades earlier, back in 1991, he set up an old camcorder in his childhood home and ended up capturing something on tape that's still tough to explain. Because this was recorded more than 30 years ago, well before digital editing became simple for everyday people, the footage has that authentic, grainy feel of classic home videos. Then in April 2026, Adam finally shared a video breaking down what he recorded all those years earlier. And what's on that old tape is genuinely creepy.
So we have a follower that wants to see my Bambi Plays Shadow Ghost footage. Well, do you know what, mate? I'm going to treat you to it right now. I'm going to show you the original footage that I caught my dad's video camera back in 1991. This clip has been featured on so many paranormal shows over the years, and they tried to debunk it and they couldn't. Because what you're about to see might spook you a little bit. There you go, guys. Enjoy.
When the old footage is examined closely, something dark and transparent can be seen sitting in a chair. At first, it almost looks like a shadow burned into the room, but then the shape becomes clearer. You can make out what appears to be a human-like head, shoulders, and body, and this is where the clip becomes much harder to dismiss. The figure does not just sit there like a stain, reflection, or camera glitch. It moves slowly, fluidly, almost like a person rising from the chair. As the tape continues, the ghostly silhouette appears to stand up on its own, step away from the chair, and disappear completely out of frame. No jump cut, no obvious trick. Just a dark apparition calmly leaving the room. So what did Adam's old camcorder really capture inside that childhood home? Was this one of the strangest shadow figures ever caught on camera from the early 90s? Or was it somehow staged long before modern editing made hoaxes easier? As always, you decide. Some moments should never be filmed too closely, and this graveyard footage from Indonesia might be the reason why. On February 2nd, a family was gathered for a funeral, laying someone to rest for the final time. The ceremony had already ended and someone began recording the grave, almost like one last look before everyone walked away. But while the family was focused on saying goodbye, the camera may have captured something they never noticed in the moment. Something sitting among the mourners that clearly should not have been there. Take a close look. If you pay close attention to the group, you can spot a pale glowing shape sitting right among the mourners. It doesn't look like any of the other people there, and according to those who watched, nobody at the funeral noticed it until the video was examined later. Some viewers think it could be the spirit of the person who had just been laid to rest, staying close during their own ceremony. Others believe it might be an entirely different kind of entity, one attracted to sorrow, strong emotions, and the heavy atmosphere around a recent burial. But the most bizarre part is the glow itself. The figure seems to cast light onto the people sitting nearby, as though it's not simply a camera error but an actual source of illumination in the scene. And that brings up the big question: if something was glowing right beside them, how did no one turn their head, react, or even notice? Skeptics suggest it could be editing, lighting problems, or a well-made fake. But if it was staged, it was convincing enough to leave many viewers unsettled. So what do you think? Was this a genuine spirit captured on camera at a funeral? Or just another skillfully created paranormal hoax? You decide.
Subscribe to the channel for more paranormal content. This next video is number 3, yeah. Stop, will ya?
A TikTok creator who goes by Angus-FB1 usually shares gaming footage and clips of his dog. A family was gathered for a funeral, laying someone to rest for the final time. The ceremony had already ended and someone began recording the grave, almost like one last look before everyone walked away. But while the family was focused on saying goodbye, the camera may have captured something they never noticed in the moment. Something sitting among the mourners that clearly should not have been there. Take a close look. His page isn't known for anything creepy or paranormal. But on April 16, 2026, he posted something very different. It showed something odd happening with a set of double doors in his house. Unsure of what he was seeing, he asked his dad to film it with him to see if the doors were truly moving by themselves.
Wait, look, that's fully shot. Now, right, now let's just sit and wait. He's just lurking. Oh, off! Right off! Yo, what? Nah. What the f?
His father makes sure the double doors are shut tight. To check for any breeze or air current, he sets a lightweight plastic bag right in the doorway. The bag stays completely still, proving there's no draft. Shortly after, the heavy door unlatches and swings open on its own. No hand, no person, and no visible force from the other side. That's eerie enough already. But when the footage gets enhanced, it becomes even more chilling. Looking into the dark hallway behind the open door, at the far end, the outline of a dark shadow figure stands perfectly still, watching. It doesn't move. So, could this be explained by a loose latch, air pressure, or a trick of the light? Or did Angus accidentally capture a real shadow figure inside his home? You decide. Number 2. A TikTok creator known as Coven Haircuts shared a clip on their account back in July 2020. The video shows what they claim was bizarre activity happening inside their apartment during the late hours. The uploader says weird events occur there regularly, such as doors opening and shutting by themselves. But they insist what happened on this particular night went way beyond their usual experiences. The footage you just watched shows what looks like an invisible force yanking a cat across the floor. Adding to the oddity, another part of the clip shows a chair sliding away from the table without anyone touching it. It's the sort of scene that makes you stop and wonder exactly what you're watching. Truth be told, the whole thing has a dreamlike quality that some people today might mistake for AI-generated content. However, this video was actually shared back in 2020, well before those advanced AI tools became common. So an AI explanation doesn't seem very likely here. That said, the chance of it being a hoax is still worth considering, especially given how strange the events are. It's understandable why some viewers might suspect some kind of trick was involved. Regardless, this clip has left people puzzled for years now. What do you believe was really going on inside that apartment? Was there truly some unseen presence moving the cat and chair, or is there another explanation? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. All these recordings appear to come from the same Spanish-speaking household. What makes them unsettling is how the activity seems to intensify across multiple nights. It begins quietly enough. A bedroom camera shows someone sleeping peacefully under a black and white blanket, with faint city lights filtering through the curtains. Nothing in the room moves. Nothing sounds out of place. But pay close attention around the 6-second mark. Look at the right side window pane. Something is already there. In the glass reflection, a tall shadowy figure with a clear head and shoulders suddenly appears near the edge. It leans forward slightly, almost as though it's peering in from just outside the view. Many who watched described it as a classic shadow person, one of those dark, humanoid shapes often seen in haunted homes, hallways, and mirrors. Others suggested it might simply be a reflection from outside light or some kind of visual trick. Still, the way it stays completely still and holds its position makes it hard to dismiss as nothing. Was it just a reflection or a real person? Or could it have been something paranormal captured on camera? The family's strange activity didn't end there. Not long after, the woman began recording another unsettling event inside the home. For nearly 5 minutes, the television kept switching channels and turning its volume down on its own, with no one touching the remote. To prove the buttons weren't stuck, she even wrapped the remote in plastic wrap. Yet the changes continued anyway.
Miren cómo le baja el volumen y cambia el canal. Es re pesado. Hace 5 minutos más o menos que está así. Y es el único control que hay. No lo estoy usando. Y pone el mismo canal siempre. Así que es una vieja escuela. Es el único control que hay y no tenemos. Literalmente no hay otro. No lo estoy usando. Pero si yo pongo el otro, me lo vuelve a bajar y me lo vuelve a cambiar. Es un patrón, parece que no quiere que veamos Gravity Falls y me lo baja. No lo voy a tocar más. Le vamos a tener que ver los picapiedras.
The TV keeps lowering the volume, cutting to black and switching back to the same channel again and again. No matter what she tries to watch, it keeps returning to the Flintstones. At one point, she places the remote completely down on the bed and the television still continues. She even says it out loud, almost like whatever is in the house does not want them watching anything else. Now, maybe this is just a technical glitch. Maybe it is signal interference, a faulty remote, or some strange software issue. But when the same channel keeps forcing itself back over and over, it starts to feel less random and more intentional. In many paranormal activity cases, electronics are believed to be affected by unseen energy, almost like something in the room is trying to communicate or control the space. The woman eventually gives in, half nervous and half frustrated, saying they may just have to watch the Flintstones. But soon, the haunting seems to move beyond electronics. During the day, she tries to light a charcoal disc used for incense and spiritual cleansing. She explains that she has already tried cleaning the space with vinegar, and this is now her 5th attempt to light it. She places the charcoal in a small white holder and walks toward the window. Listen carefully.
Voy a prender una esferita mágica porque ya había limpiado con combinar el piso, pero parece que no lo calma. Generalmente cuando prendo esto se calma un toque. El tema es que se prenda, porque ya es la 5ª vez que lo trato de prender. ¿Todo bien? Saltó. ¿Pero dónde cayó? Literalmente se partió.
Charcoal discs can crack, spark, or pop when there is trapped moisture inside. But what happens here looks far more violent than a normal reaction. The smoke, the force, and the way it bursts apart make the moment feel much more stranger, and because she was using it to cleanse the home, many viewers saw the explosion as more than just an accident. In some spiritual traditions, when a cleansing attempt fails in a dramatic way, people believe it may be a sign of resistance, as if something dark inside the house does not want to leave. By night, the woman seems even more disturbed. This time, she films the bathroom door. It is a white door with textured privacy glass, and she says she can see something standing behind it. The phone reflection makes it difficult to see at first, but then the shape becomes clear. Watch closely.
Pero el celular le da el reflejo. Literalmente no puedo ir al baño tranquila porque está él. Y no hay nadie en la casa. Nadie de nadie está en la casa.
Behind the pebbled glass, a dark human-like silhouette can be seen standing completely still. You can make out what looks like a head, shoulders, and the outline of someone waiting on the other side of the door. Then she moves the camera down the dark hallway to prove no one is there and says plainly that there is nobody else inside the house. So now we have the same home, the same family, and several disturbing moments. A shadow figure in the window reflection, a television that seems to choose its own channel, a cleansing ritual that violently fails, and finally, a dark figure standing behind a closed bathroom door in an empty house. Was this just a series of strange coincidences, glitches, and reflections? Or did this family capture real paranormal activity inside their home? As always, you decide.
Subscribe to the channel for more paranormal content, if you dare.
Look how Stone Cold steps up.
A woman named Sarah Hughes from Bisbee, Arizona, shared some home security footage on her TikTok account on March 1, 2026. The recording took place in her backyard during the late hours of the night. According to Sarah, her Ring camera sent her an alert indicating that a person had been detected outside. Not anticipating any visitors that evening, she chose to look at the footage personally. Here's what she uncovered. Far in the background of Sarah's security camera footage, a figure that looks human can be seen moving across her yard. It eventually fades out of sight. Because it's so far away, it's hard to see any clear details, but the camera picked it up as if it were a person. The clip doesn't give much more information though. We don't get a closer view or learn where this figure came from or went to. Viewers have shared lots of ideas about it. Some think it might be something supernatural. Others suggest it could just be how security cameras make distant people appear pale or blurry, especially at night with night vision on. Since there's no better angle, it's hard to say for sure what was caught. Even now, Sarah doesn't know what was moving through her yard that night, and is hoping someone online can help figure it out. What do you believe was on her security camera? Just a person walking by, or something more mysterious? You at home can be the judge.
Darling, is the wind blowing today? I'd like to watch television, darling. My name is Jeff.
10 paranormal clips that will have you sleeping with the lights on.
In Florida, a church sat completely abandoned for months, with 0 visitors and no signs of life. Security teams finally reviewed the cameras and uncovered something that changed everything. Look closely at the wooden cross mounted on the wall. It doesn't simply drop or tip over. Instead, it gets violently hurled across the room, slamming hard into the pews. There's no wind, no open doors, and no one else present to explain it. After seeing this, people stopped believing the place was truly empty. The silence that followed felt heavier, as if whatever threw the cross was still waiting in the shadows, watching for the next person brave enough to check. Another strange case comes from a man named Babek who lives in Nepal. In May 2025, he uploaded a mysterious video to his social media accounts. The footage was captured late at night by a security camera positioned near the front gate of his property. What the camera recorded that night is both unsettling and difficult to explain. The video begins with a quiet view of the property surrounded by darkness. At first, everything appears completely normal, then something unusual enters the frame.
It came.
There is only a shadow. Where does such a person exist?
Why did you sit? Right.
Made it slow. Right. Very slow.
Saying it's okay. Slippers.
Was it lit before?
He is wearing rain boots. Right. Wearing rain boots.
He is. What is this? Rain boots.
Hair is messy. Oh.
The hair flew away. What is this person?
Oh, the hair flew away. Shadow.
It looks like a shadow, doesn't it?
Like your mother's bloody shadow bastard.
Don't.
Bloody, the hair is flying away.
Look, again from this. It's like the hair is bloody blown off.
You know, now I'm sleeping beside you tonight, bloody bastard.
Shut up, woman. You love my Vindaloo curry meat, bloody fucker.
Without warning, what looks like a semi-transparent woman silently appears on the sidewalk. The ghostly figure slowly moves across the camera's field of view, leaving behind far more questions than answers. There is something deeply unsettling about the calm and deliberate way she walks. But the strangest part of the story is that it doesn't end there. Only a few hours after this mysterious sighting, something even more disturbing took place. In the distance, a massive fire can be seen consuming a nearby house. The blaze spreads with incredible speed, quickly engulfing and destroying the entire residence. Unfortunately, though, during my research, I was unable to determine exactly where the fire occurred or what caused it. But it's worth mentioning once again that these events took place in Nepal, where a local belief suggests that ghostly apparitions sometimes appear shortly before tragic events occur, almost as if they are warning signs of what's to come. Whether that belief has any truth behind it, I honestly can't say. However, I must admit that seeing the house burst into flames shortly after the appearance of that eerie figure was incredibly shocking and left me with more questions than answers.
So, let me know what you think of this one down below, bloody bastards.
Subscribe to Bigsmokeweiler for more paranormal content. Hit like and ring the bell now, or else.
This entire case began with what seemed like minor mischief around the house. Pillows were left scattered across the floor. Cabinets were left half open. And most oddly, a stack of freshly folded laundry was trampled, as if someone had deliberately walked all over it. The couple who lived there first suspected their cat was to blame. After all, that made sense at first. But the force required to move some of the heavier items just didn't add up for a small pet. To put the matter to rest, they set up security cameras around the house. What those cameras eventually recorded would completely change their lives. Look closely at the footage. The cat isn't even in the room. Yet that chair begins moving all by itself. It's not random rocking either. It's slow and rhythmic, almost as if someone sat down and is gently pushing back and forth with their feet against the floor. Many viewers believe this is the spirit of a child. But here's the scariest part of the entire case. The activity doesn't stop when the sun comes up. Do you think this is something simple? Or is whatever's in this house starting to get way too confident? It's 6:05 in the morning. Let's watch a bunch of video clips uploaded by the user Davo Valkrat. It all started in the most common way, hearing strange noises in another room.
See? It's nothing.
Look closely. While he walks toward the kitchen looking for the source of the noise, the camera catches something he didn't see at that moment. Right there on the edge of the door, a pale, deformed, almost human-like head peeks out briefly and then hides. The most disturbing thing about it all is that the guy keeps walking completely unaware that he was just inches away from that thing. But the nightmare doesn't end here. When he gets to the window, look at the reflection he captures unknowingly. I mean, to me it looks like the same face watching him from the darkness outside. He still doesn't even notice it after his followers told him. He increased the brightness of the video and the face becomes undeniable. Days later, while he was working on his computer, the noises came back.
It's 3:43 in the morning. And right. Again.
He heads back to the kitchen to prove that it's not just a prank or a joke. He stands beside the place where the face first appeared, just to check, and then something else creepy happens.
I turn on the flashlight.
Whatever it was that peeked out was significantly taller than him, and there's no physical space for a person to hide there. And suddenly he hears this.
This thing comes out over there. I want you to notice. I'm going to make a comparison. I'm not sure you can see it, but in here you can't put any chair that doesn't stand out because all the chairs we have, it's a...
A creepy knock occurs on the back door. The man heads out to investigate, but nobody is outside. No humans or animals. Just silence. But when he comes back in and turns off the lights, it happens again. Knock knock, motherfucker. Some say it's a clicker, an entity that mimics human sounds to lure its prey. But seeing that thing was already inside his house in the first video, the question is, would you dare to spend another night in that house?
These old belongings hold onto traces of their former owners. A TikTok user who collects antiques visited an estate sale. A house was being auctioned off while its contents were cleared out after the owner passed away. The relatives were eager to sell everything off fast. The deals were incredibly cheap. They needed the place emptied right away. He picked up old frames, ornaments, and other items meant for resale. Once home, his family snapped a few quick photos of the haul to list them online. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary shot of vintage junk ready for sale. But that's not the full story. If we brighten the image and zoom in right between these two pieces, we see this creepy bitch. There's a face there, a pale one with an absolutely chilling expression, peeking out from the late owner's things. The collector doesn't recognize who it is. No one else was in the room when the photo was taken. And whatever it is, it doesn't give off a friendly vibe. Just take a good look. What on earth is that? Did he bring home more than he bargained for with those decorations? The Sun Hotel has become notorious for the countless reports of paranormal activity captured over the years. But none of those incidents compare to the astonishing evidence they recently recorded on camera. And today, you're about to see exactly why this location has earned a reputation as one of the most haunted hotels in the world. Guests have reported objects moving on their own. Shadowy figures darting through hallways, unexplained noises, and a few sounds that are a little easier to account for.
I didn't know that.
Jokes and farts aside, let's begin with the CCTV footage. While reviewing the overnight security cameras, the hotel owner noticed that the motion sensors had detected activity in the kitchen at around 5 a.m. He expected to find nothing more than a bug crawling across the camera, but what he discovered instead sent chills down his spine.
Just, with the area where everything went flying, we have a light thing of crackers, which there's not much in there, so it's not super heavy. The butter is pretty heavy. Bananas are very heavy compared to the rest, and then you got your crackers, which are pretty heavy, which are full. We're not ruling out the possibility of, some type of animal. It'd have to be a pretty big animal to do what you're about to see, but again, I'm leaning more towards paranormal because we did a lot of debunking. There was no droppings. We've never seen any type of rat, possum, anything like that in this building. The movement it was just so weird. Like the movement went like this, so there had to have been, I can't explain it. So let's get right to it. Going to the events to make sure nobody came in or out of the kitchen. There's first set of movement right there. We know nobody came into the kitchen. I came in there 3 hours prior to this, and I'll show you that footage. And we'll also go over the light anomaly, because that one is just crazy to me. I've never seen anything like that. So let's see what other movement we're going to get. That was the taller cracker. You can hear something's moving there. There's big movement. I think the taller box is about to go flying here in a second. Okay, you can hear it. There it goes. All right, there's the taller box. Now the banana is coming up. This is the one that's really weird. Should be here in a second. Right there. Alright, so it looked like the butter just moved. Now look at the bananas. I can't explain that. Looks like it got pulled back. Now it's about to get launched. And this is the last part. And here we go.
At first glance, you might assume that someone secretly entered the building and staged an elaborate prank. However, a closer inspection reveals that the footage comes directly from the camera system itself, eliminating the possibility of video editing. What's even stranger is that the recordings show no one entering the kitchen between 2 a.m. when the owner was last there and 5 a.m. when the disturbance began. So what could have possibly caused all those items to crash to the floor? And that's not even the strangest thing
The reflection on there looks like somebody's welding. So my first thought was, okay, there's something in that light. You know, the light bulb's going out, something. But then I decided to go to a different camera angle, and this is the front desk. Look at this. So you can clearly see it's not that light. It's something entirely like emitting on its own. Right there. Look how bright it is. The camera even picks up on it. It's like, whoa. That is incredibly bright. It looks like it's coming like from the back side of that picture right there.
That flash doesn't appear to have come from the light fixture at all. The strange burst of light appeared above the staircase, and even today nobody has been able to explain exactly what caused it. But paranormal activity isn't the only thing unsettling guests and staff members. For more than a decade, Eddie the Haunted Doll has become something of a local legend throughout the hotel. Over the years, countless paranormal investigators have claimed to capture him moving on camera. Some viewers even believed they could see Eddie's chest rising and falling almost as if he were breathing. After those incidents, Eddie seemed to take a break from terrifying visitors, but recently, he appeared to become active once again. Because of his growing reputation, the hotel eventually placed him inside a locked glass display case, and that's exactly what makes this next clip so difficult to explain. There is absolutely nobody nearby, and Eddie remains securely locked behind the glass. So how did he suddenly lean forward on his own? Some people suggest it could simply be gravity. But if that's the case, why did he tip forward, stop completely, and then continue moving again? That's a very unusual way for gravity to behave. Of course, Eddie isn't the only supposedly haunted doll residing inside the historic Jefferson Hotel. Several years ago, while investigating Eddie, a paranormal research team captured another mysterious figure trying to steal the spotlight. Everything began with this video. After releasing the footage, the investigators posted a follow-up explanation. But surprisingly, that explanation revealed something even more disturbing. Most people completely miss it on the first viewing. Look closely at the reflection in the glass behind Eddie. Another doll appears to tilt its head to one side, clearly visible in the background. Maybe it was tired of Eddie receiving all the attention. Whatever it was, there's no doubt in my mind that hotel is seriously haunted, and people from all around the world capture strange events occurring with every passing year. A renowned scholar arrives at a historic site, an honor he has long dreamed of achieving. His closest friend joins him, camera ready to preserve this solemn occasion. That same afternoon, they enter the prayer hall and find it almost deserted. A heavy silence hangs in the air. The scholar moves to the center and kneels alone, or so it seems. His friend raises his phone to capture the moment, but the lens reveals something far more chilling. Right behind him, a glowing figure sits just inches away, its presence unmistakable. When the friend reviews the recording, he freezes in shock. No other person had been in the room with them. The figure was invisible to the naked eye, yet the camera captured it perfectly. The video spread rapidly online. Viewers are haunted by the same question. Why did this entity choose to appear directly behind the scholar in such a sacred space? Was it there to protect him, or was it watching him for something far darker? No one has found an answer, but I'd like to hear your take down below. This video comes from a man named Ben, and in just a moment you'll see that he's dealing with something deeply unsettling inside his home. The footage begins with Ben standing on the upper floor of his house. Almost immediately, strange noises can be heard coming from the kitchen downstairs. According to Ben, these bizarre sounds have been occurring for quite some time and often wake him up in the middle of the night. He explains that the first time it happened, he assumed someone had broken into the house. However, when he carefully went downstairs to investigate, he was shocked to find that no one was there. Since then, unexplained activity has continued to occur on a regular basis. Hoping to put an end to it, Ben tried a method he believed might help. He brought holy water into the house and sprinkled it throughout the rooms. At first, the plan appeared to work. But only a few nights later, the disturbing noises returned louder and more aggressive than before. With fear building inside him, Ben grabbed his phone and started recording.
Hello?
Several cabinet doors are standing open and kitchen items are scattered across the floor as though someone had rushed through the room and turned everything upside down. He slowly pans the camera around the downstairs area, and just when it seems nothing stranger could happen, a knife suddenly shoots out from inside a drawer. Terrified and unable to understand what he has just witnessed, Ben rushes upstairs in panic, seeking safety in his bedroom. That's when he's startled once again. Loud, rapid footsteps can be heard charging up the staircase behind him. Completely frightened, he slams the bedroom door shut, terrified of whatever might be approaching. In the comments section, many viewers who strongly believe in the paranormal quickly suggested that the activity resembled a poltergeist, a violent spirit believed to possess enough force to move furniture and throw objects. Ben later explained that he was so shaken by the experience that he refused to leave his room until sunrise. He spent the entire night awake and on edge. The following morning, he left the house with only a few belongings and returned to live with his parents. These events were reportedly recorded in November 2025, and since then there have been no further updates regarding Ben's situation. Whether he eventually moved away permanently or somehow resolved the problem remains unknown. And although I intend to continue following the story, I suspect we may never learn how it truly ended. Ghost hunter Abdullah Al-Anbari investigates reportedly haunted sites across Saudi Arabia, streaming his explorations live on Snapchat. He ventures into a notorious location known among local ghost hunters as the House of the Devil. Unsurprisingly, things take a disturbing turn.
بسم الله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم